Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And before I start, thank you so much for your birthday wishes. It really meant a lot to me, and I do love doing these readings for you, and hope to entertain you and lift your spirits and lift mine at the same time. I always feel better after doing this, however grumpy I might sound during the reading, however cross I get with all of them, and sometimes very sad. So anyway, we hear that the birthday phone call took place, and not only took place, but the king also spoke to Meghan, and Archie and Lily recorded themselves singing happy birthday for the king. And of course he was charmed and delighted, and this marked a turning point in royal relations, and it's been such a good thing that Harry and the king are going to speak again next week. Well, that's what we hear. The very interesting article by Gordon Rayner in the Telegraph, and he says the fact that the palace hasn't come out and denied this phone call means it basically did happen, but probably not in the way that we've heard. And he said the interesting question really is who instigated the call and why did they want the public to know about it. He then proceeds, and I think this article by Gordon Rayner should be required reading for everyone. He then proceeds to point the finger pretty much at Meghan as to who instigated the phone call, the turning point. The why part of it he explains as being, and I'm quoting, "The Sussexes are a commercial enterprise, needing to generate vast sums to pay for their lifestyle in the US, not least their privately funded security bills. Without their royal connections, they are just another celebrity couple." He then goes on to talk about Meghan and her new venture that she was supposed to launch at the beginning of November, her commercial venture that was supposed to rival Goop, the lifestyle and wellness brand. And of course, it hasn't launched. We've all been staring at the Instagram account, Meghan, the numbers going down, not up, and nothing appearing there. He said it's been pushed back at least until after Christmas for reasons unknown, but that really it has to do with the fact that she's been getting such negative press in the United States. And he speculates that she may be waiting for her approval ratings to recover before launching this new brand. And he goes on to say that it's something a healed relationship with the royal family would surely help. And that is bound to strike fear into the hearts of all royals and royal watchers, that Meghan Markle has realized she needs a positive and healthy relationship with the king in order to launch her new brand. And of course, the king is a person everyone speculates might be the weak link, not Camilla, not Catherine, not William, not anyone else, but the king. She seems to be targeting him with this press about the phone call, the birthday phone call. So that's a very long preamble. I have a very garish tarot deck on the tarot table today. It's the Rebel Heart Tarot, relatively new tarot deck. I don't think I've used it on this channel. I got it for this channel. It's not the kind of cards I would get for my own personal use. Most of the cards I use on this channel are not. It's garish, as I say, very Barbie pink. Rebel Heart Tarot. I thought it's appropriate to crack it open today on the channel and use it to read on this. I am going to do a Celtic cross from Meghan Markle's point of view, her intentions towards King Charles. What is going on there? What is she angling for? What is she maneuvering? What does she hope to achieve? What pressure is she under? We've seen her popping up all over the place with so-called friends backgrid there to see her. And she's desperate for attention. She's desperate for media notice, positive media notice. She's wearing those poppies wherever she goes. And what is going on with her and the king? What is she up to with regards to the king? And how is it going to go for her? Are we going to see them doing the walk at Sandringham at Christmas, arm in arm with King Charles? There is a very interesting little video clip that does the rounds every now and then of her actually trying to grab Charles's arm on one of those Sandringham walks. I think it was when she was wearing that unfortunate brown hat, and he looked horrified, shocked and startled, and wrenched his arm out of her grip and scurried away. It's quite funny now that we know what we know all these many years later. And let's remind you, as I lay these very garish cards on the tarot table, that this is just tarot for fun and entertainment, and it's all my opinion, it's all speculation, and I read energy here, archetypal energy, and there is of course a disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what the Rebel Heart Tarot has to tell us. Knight of Swords, and the rattle of the paper is me and my cheat sheet. I had lots to write down to get myself through the preamble. But the Knight of Swords is our underlying energy. That's swift movement, the Knight of Swords. When you least expect it, along comes the Knight of Swords. Speedy Gonzales. And there he is. He's charging in, or she's charging in, a surprise attack. The Knight of Swords. It's very strategic. It's very intentional. It's very focused energy, intelligent energy, shrewd energy, quite witty, quite insightful. Is that the right word? Yes, it is. But there it is. This is the attack energy for me as a reader. Always an attack, and so. A bit of a laying in wait and seizing the moment kind of an opportunity. Apparently the king quite annoyed by this PR exercise around the phone call, because it overshadowed his food bank activity on the day of his birthday. Situation from Meghan's point of view, we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is the card of lacking clarity, lacking vision, not really knowing how to go forward. It's also a card of being cut out, removed from a situation. She has more or less been cut out, a bit like a Cancer from the royal family. Go away, we don't want you around, banish you. The lot of speculation that she was in fact banished, and she is not allowed to set foot back in the UK. There is a lot of speculation about that. I think that's a bit extreme about the can't set foot back in the UK. But Ace of Swords in the reverse, she's in trouble. She doesn't have a clear vision for the future, and she has been cut out. That is the situation. That is very clearly the situation. The royals pretty much just ignore her, grey rock her, don't respond, don't rise to the bait. So what in particular is her problem right now? Her problem is the Eight of Cups. She needs to get herself out of this situation that she's got herself into. This tricky situation where there has been lies and deception. Ace of Swords in reverse speaks about lying, injustice, that kind of energy. Ace of Swords in reverse does have that energy about it. There were lies. There were lies on the Oprah interview. There have been other lies. There have been near catastrophic cart chases which turned out not to be true. All kinds of things that have not been honest and clear and forthright. So she's got herself into a mess with the Eight of Cups, and she needs to get herself out of this mess now. And in particular with the king, he's the one with the power and the authority. He's the one that allowed the Prince and Princess Archie and Lilibet thing to happen. He's the one that can get them a fancy, a grand house in the UK that William can't take away when it's his turn. She has got to get on the good side of the king. She's finally figured that out. She's a slow learner when it comes to things like this, but here comes strategy, military operation. Our Knight of Swords has figured this out finally and needs to act swiftly, but how to get herself out of this mess. She's hurt feelings. She's upset him. She said rude things about Camilla. Not a clever thing to do. What is she going to do? So what's her motive really right now? What is going on behind the scenes? Why is she trying all of this? I spoke to the king on the phone and it was so lovely. What is she up to? Two of Swords in reverse. She's not wanting to do this, but she realizes she's got to with the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is decisions, a turning point. If ever there was a turning point, that is it. The Two of Swords. Decision point, You're at a crossroads in your life. Where do you go? You go up, you go down, do you go back, do you go away? What do you do? And if you want to get out of that Eight of Cups energy, what do? You have to do something you didn't want to do. You have to go back. Two of Swords in reverse. You have to make a very difficult decision to actually play nice. And I won't say apologize, because I doubt she would ever apologize to anyone for anything. Narcissists don't. Alleged narcissists do not apologize. I had one in my life who would not say the word sorry, just not a word that he would ever say, as a sort of a life policy. And I think she's the same. That's my opinion. Two of Swords in reverse, though, she's got to ingratiate herself. She's got to do something that goes against the grain. She's delayed doing this. She's put it off for as long as possible, because she hoped fervently that she would be such a resounding success in the United States that she could basically tell the royals what they could go and do with themselves, but it hasn't worked out that way. So she's got to do this thing that she doesn't want to do. So we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse, and now the Two of Swords in reverse. I wonder if the Three of Swords will show up in this reading. Anyway, what's her focus? What's her goal right now? Oh yeah, Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. That is the card of new emotional relationships, connections, making nice. It's as close to an apology as you will ever get, having just said there won't be one, but it is offering that cup of love, the biggest cup of love you can possibly offer. It's manipulative here in this context, in my opinion. That's how I'm reading this, because of the Knight of Swords underlying everything. It's not genuine, it's strategic, it's intentional, it's not unconditional, it's very conditional. I need something from you, so I'm going to what's the word, breadcrumb, I'm going to love bomb, I'm going to do all the things that I did before. She wrapped him around her finger. We've heard this, that he was dazzled by her, thought she was wonderful. She loved the cello, she loved opera, she loved architecture and all the rest of it. Not at all. She just wanted the checkbook, she wanted the jewels, she wanted the designer clothes, and she wanted whatever else she could get from him. A lot of people thought that she worked her way very close to him before Camilla slammed that door closed. There it is again. That's what she's up to. No surprise, but it's always nice when you see the tarot actually confirm what you're feeling, what you're picking up in the energy. Past, what's been going on, recent past. Nine of Wands. She's embattled. That's the Nine of Wands. She is really struggling. She's struggling to stand her ground against all of this negative press, butt of all the jokes, the late night chat shows, the animated comedy series, the near catastrophic car chase. Everything that she has done in the recent past has been a failure, has been mocked mercilessly. Her appearance has caused a lot of people to react quite negatively. Her behavior at the Invictus Games, everything. And she's embattled with that Nine of Wands. She's battered and bruised. She really is making her last stand here. She is desperate, just as Gordon Rayner said in his article in the Telegraph. She's desperate. She has been given a rough ride in the US media, and I'm quoting from his article. She's waiting for her approval ratings to recover. She's hoping that if she can ingratiate herself, Eight of Cups, with the King, get back close to the royals and say, look, here's me at Christmas with the King, arm in arm, sauntering along the walk back to Sandringham, then everything will be great and she can launch her new brand with all the royal fanfare that she's hoping for. What's going to happen next in her relationship with the King? Next steps. Knight of Cups in reverse. Heck, I'm very relieved to see this card. A failure. It's not going to go down well. It's going to be rebuffed. This attempted rapprochement. Fluffy's come to join us. This is not going to go down well. The king is not going to be fooled, not this time. He's not going to fall for it. As I said, Gordon Rayner has already pointed out that the king was mildly annoyed, which I think is quite for furious about how his charitable venture on his birthday was overshadowed when he and the Queen went to that food bank, and then all we saw in the press was phone call. Meghan spoke to Meghan, Archie and Lilibet saying happy birthday. I would give good money to see that video. Perhaps we can crowdfund it, beg for it to be released. Her intentions towards the king right now, her attitude towards him, her intentions towards him, the Chariot. It's an interesting card because it's the William card, it's the Cancerian Major Arcana. She wants to undermine Prince William. She wants to drive a wedge between the king and Prince William. That is my personal opinion. I have to make that very clear. That's what I'm getting from the card, the energy I'm getting from the card. It is pretty Williamish, the Africa thing, they're going on the game drive, the elephant, you know, the Serengeti, blah, blah. She wants to drive a wedge between the king and Prince William so that Harry can slide into the gap and be the favourite son again and be seen with Pa everywhere, and perhaps Pa will decide to cut William out of the Duchy of Cornwall and give it to Meghan Markle instead. This is my speculation. I'm being snarky, but the energy in these cards tells me that I really am onto something here. Of course, the Chariot is the ambition card as well, and she has got massive ambition when it comes to this relationship and what she wants from it. She messed it up the first time round, no problem. She's coming back for a second go at it. Two of Swords in reverse. How about the pressure she's under right now? In this relationship, in this context, in her life, Five of Wands, yeah, she caused all this conflict. And now what's she going to do? Five of Wands is the conflict card, conflict in a group. She's been over-ambitious. It's a competition card, the Five of Wands, trying to outdo everyone else, trying to steal their thunder, trying to rise to the top of the greasy pole. That's the Five of Wands. She has made this mess, Eight of Cups, that she is now struggling to get out of through her own ambition, her own disregard for other people's feelings, her greed, her grasping nature, her narcissism, in my opinion, and many other people's opinions. She just didn't know when to stop. She just wanted to climb that rock wall and take everything from everyone. Her hopes and fears with regard to the phone call and the dropping it in the press straight away, and Archie and Lily singing, well, not quite jingle bells. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. She's worried it's not going to work. She's worried nothing is going to work. It's the card of making money. Literally, the Eight of Pentacles, lots and lots of money, merching the royals. That's what she wants to do, but she's worried it's not going to succeed. She's worried she's going to be blocked from doing this. And I think that Gordon Rayner's article in the Telegraph was a direct warning shot to her. We on to you, Missy. We know what you're about. We've learnt by now. We know exactly what you're up to. We know the games you play, Knight of Swords. We're wise to them. What is going to happen ultimately? Is she going to get her way? Is she going to be walking down the walk at Christmas? Or what's going to happen with Meghan Markle and the King? The King and me. Ha ha ha. It gives me tremendous joy to reveal this card to you. The Ten of Cups in reverse. A huge, big fail for her. She's not welcome back in the royal family. She's not going to be allowed back into the royal family. Not even by the King that she thinks can wrap around her finger. Ace of Cups. She's not going to succeed. Ten of Cups in reverse. She's not going to be welcome back in. The door is slamming on her. It has slammed on her. She's out. Ace of Swords in reverse. She's out and she's not welcome back in. Twice I'm being told this. Knight of Cups in reverse. No. And the Knight of Cups in reverse, I should have mentioned, is a William energy as well. It's a prince. It's a Prince of Cups. We couldn't get the King of Cups here because when we're talking about King Charles, and this is William's energy, lesser in status coming through, he's blocking her. She wants to undermine him, she wants to shaft him, she wants to displace him in the king's affections and replace him with has-been and herself and her 2 American children. So no offense to Americans when I say that. Not going to succeed. William's going to block it, and everyone else going to block it. Not going to happen. You're out, girlie. You are out. I'm very happy to see these cards because I have been worried, and I know that many of you out there are worried. She's going to weasel her way back in, and the king's going to forget everything that happened the past 5 years. And no, he's not. He's not going to be allowed to forget, and she is not going to be welcomed back. Hallelujah. Thank you. And thank you for watching. That was a thank you to universe, by the way. Thank you, universe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next reading.